Hey guys, some of you have noticed this last few months I've kind of gone through and reworked the Z2 and the ZXL in EPP. So, you know, what we've done is we basically have taken that 81-inch plane and I completely went through and did a rework on it, because the old one is like that one up there, which was the EPO version, which was the Z2. So I've basically done is taken that aircraft and we went through and did a full rework on it. Put some really nice design aspects to the new aircraft. Went through and did the fins like the Z63 and on the Hardcore series. So this one also has a one center main spar in the middle. The motor mount, when you cut it in, is going to be able to get cut in just below it and then slid in just like the regular Hardcore series. You can see the massive amount of room. So my next process in this aircraft building is I'm going to go through and put Gorilla Glue in this thing. I'm going to glue all these joints and I'm going to slide all this together, but I wanted to kind of show you how it all, everything kind of goes together. So and then threw a couple fins on here so you guys can get a little size reference. But basically I'm going to go ahead now. I got all the shelves cut out all the way around for the lids, all the shelves on the bottom cut out for everything. I got it all prepped to go ahead and slide together. When you get the kit, since it's so big, the wing tips will be cut off. So I sprayed 3M90 on the end of each piece before I joined them up so they would stick. In the router, our router can only, you can see all the tooling that we've done in here. We've cut everything out. I left the servo pockets in so you can put servos in it however you want to do it. You can put them up farther, you can put them behind. We got areas for drag links or UHF or whatever you want. I got an area for the pitot tube assembly and GPS along the front. So basically all you would have to do is go through and cut these out and you can use them. So I put those options in there, but I didn't set them in stone either, so you can change them up. Same here on this side. I got the same thing is mirrored to the other side, and then if you go to this side you can see it. I have it here too. Same thing with the servos. The idea behind this is you have one main spar, you have multiple spars on the top of this airframe and on the bottom of this airframe that are encompassing this main spar in the very middle, and that gives you some crazy strength. So we've taken the drill and we've drilled these channels out prior to this to make this happen. So my idea behind this is what I've done on some of these wings before is I've taken this center area right here that's a little bit right and left of the both sides on right and left of the fin, and I'm going to make flaps on this, so when you're in an automated mode you can either use this servo pocket or another servo pocket, but I'm going to have like an 8 to 10 inch piece right here that will be able to articulate and work separate from the outer control surfaces. So when you're in actual stabilized mode, you can tie these actually to your rudder stick and you can flip them up or flip them down so you have some flaps in the middle, and then you can flare this aircraft when it's coming in. So I don't have any servos or anything put in the outboard. These lines that end up stopping here a couple feet out, you're going to have to take a straight edge and you're going to have to cut those in the rest of the way with a hot tool or a razor, and that's just due to the size of our router table not being able to bring that cut all the way out to the tip. So you basically have a massive 81-inch airframe. I didn't go through and make this breakdown, because making it breakdown you have to change the ratios of this aircraft, and when you start having an aircraft that's this big and you start making the ratios to have the spar go across the majority of the airframe, then you're going to start affecting its handling. So just to break it down, if you can't handle an 81-inch aircraft, you can always cut this one down a little bit more for you, or you can end up just going with the Z2, but you can cut it down to where it's in the 70s or whatnot and just cut from the tips, because the ratio is really nice and conducive in its taper ratio to being able to be cut down. So if I took this and took a bunch of the sweep out of it and made it have a wider wingspan, you would actually really jack with your CG, and then you'd end up having to put the batteries up front in the pockets, and then you would really change the handling of this aircraft. An aircraft without having a substantial amount of CG and a flying wing is good, but it's pitchy and it also will hunt around possibly a little bit. The CG is going to be a little tricky, and it might wag a little bit, but when you sweep it like this and have these fins on the back, it's going to be nice and stable even at lower speeds. So I just want to give you guys a quick overview of this aircraft. You know, top and bottom, it's pretty much exactly mirrored the same, but you have all these areas for the cutouts here. Dang, this thing's huge. And it's basically just a big hardcore wing. A little bit of a different blend on the airfoil, but it's going to be really nice for cruising. And as far as motor sizes, the motors that we was planning on putting in this are 28, 26, maybe, or you know, some of those 28 sizes that are super long can, like a, oh, what do they call them, 28 42s, some of those 28 36s. You can put that in this, and I'm just going to throw the stock mini drac motor mount in this, because having something in a low kV, maybe 900 on 4S, and spinning an 11.6 or an 11.8 or a 12.6 or a 12.8 prop, or even a tri-blade, is a great putter. This thing will just putt around. It'll fly at a decent clip if you want to, but it's made to soar like an eagle and fly at the size that it is. The sparring system in it is going to be super light like the rest of the other aircraft, but it's going to be super stiff. Control surfaces are the same size as the big drac. They're going to be 3/8 inch by half, and as they come in, they'll end up tapering in so we can do the flap area in the middle. Right on.